What I'm about to tell you is a weird and true story. I had a very interesting experience happen to me, and that is the fact that a horse literally saved my life. And when I say saved my life, I don't mean like I had an epiphany and I was healed emotionally. No, I mean like this horse saved my life. A long time ago, I actually worked in Oklahoma for a couple of years. I was, I think, 18 or 19 years old, and I was actually attending an equestrian vocational school there. So I was, in a kind of horse breeding program, and I had to learn how to do farriery and all kinds of things with the horses as far as the breeding and like vaccinations and just all kinds of stuff. And I was actually working 3 jobs at the time in order to kind of support myself and pay my bills. And one of the jobs that I had for a short amount of time was actually saddle breaking or saddle training young baby horses that had never been, never had a saddle on them before. And one of the mares that I had at one of these, it was a ranch, and the mare, I think she had like a halter on her before, and she was just like a sweet little filly. She was only, I think, almost 3 years old, maybe 2.5 years old. So she was a bit small and she was very sweet. She was very cuddly, but she just never had a rider on her back before. And I was doing a lot of like natural horsemanship at the time, and I was learning a lot about, different methods of kind of training horses in a very gentle and quiet way, especially because I didn't have somebody to actually help me with this horse. So I didn't have somebody to help hold her while I went to get on or something for the first time. Basically, all I had was a round pin and myself and this horse, which I didn't know a whole lot about and who had never actually had a rider on her before. So what I used to do to try and bond with her is every day when I would work her in the round pen, when I would finish, I had this kind of quiet bonding time with her where I would just simply let her graze. I was kind of holding the lead rope very loosely and just letting her nibble and wander around, and I was just kind of her companion for, 30 minutes or maybe more. And I was just spending some good quality time with her every day. Well, this little filly was a beautiful girl, like outside and inside. She had a very good heart. She was very quiet and very easy to train for the saddle, and I was actually riding her within the first few days of our training together. And again, no one was there to kind of hold her or anything. I was just kind of riding her around in the round pen, and she was doing a great job. So I was really happy with her and our training together. And she also really enjoyed spending time with me. She was a very cuddly girl, so I really bonded with her very quickly, and I had a really good time with her. Skip ahead a little bit, because there's something else about this story that you need to know, which I found out a little bit later, unfortunately. Although the ranch that I was on was quite a big property and was, they had a little bit of money. It was a very nice facility. The stables or the ranch next to them, okay, it was a little bit run down, and it was more of like a trailer, and the yard had been trashed, and it just didn't look good. And actually the house had been boarded up and foreclosed. So the people who actually lived there, they were criminals, and they were actually on the run from the police. So a lot of times you could actually see police at the neighboring stables and house. It was a little bit nerve-wracking, but obviously, I kind of minded my own business, and I didn't really think anything of it. Well, come to find out one day that apparently that foreclosed house that had been all boarded up, apparently the owners had actually abandoned their pit bull. Now, I didn't know this, but that is why I saw the police there on multiple occasions, is because they were trying to find this pit bull which had escaped and was now loose somewhere. So here I was, rewind a little bit, standing with my little filly after the end of one of our training sessions, and she was just nibbling on the grass peacefully. I was just totally oblivious, staring at the clouds and just watching her eat and just kind of spacing out, totally not paying attention at all. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, okay, out of the bushes, this dog appears. And I don't mean, I love dogs, okay, I love dogs. But this dog was not a pet by any means, okay? And this dog, when he saw me, his eyes locked on me. And when he locked on me, he had this evil look on his face, I mean, you could tell he'd been through some things and he was probably abused and this was not a good situation. But he saw me and I knew in that moment he was going to kill me. And there was not a doubt in my mind. And his teeth were bared and he was growling at me. And he started to curl back to prepare to launch himself at me. And, you know, I'm describing this, but it happened like that. And all of a sudden, this dog, this vicious dog with like saliva coming out, it's like from a movie, okay, starts charging at me full speed. Now, I froze, okay? I mean, I don't know what you do. There's nowhere for me to run. I'm in an open field, basically, holding this little filly. There's nowhere for me to go. I am 19 years old, and I'm about to die. And this dog is charging at me full speed. And as soon as he gets about 6 feet away from me, okay, I'm holding the mare, she's still grazing. She's not even aware that this dog is there, according to me, okay? She's nibbling on her grass. As soon as that dog gets close to me, okay, within 6 feet, she suddenly comes to life. And she throws her head up, sits back on her haunches, and she rears and starts striking with her front hooves at this dog. And the dog had been so focused on me that he didn't even notice this big, huge 1,000-pound animal next to him, this little mare. And suddenly, he finds himself almost underneath this girl, and she is striking at him with all her fury. Her ears are pinned. I've never seen her this angry before. Her ears are pinned, and she makes it very clear to that dog that if he doesn't leave, he is going to suffer. And she kicks at him, and his tail tucks between his legs, and you hear him like start, he becomes a puppy. And he spins around, turns around, and just runs completely in the other direction, totally away from me and this little filly. And the filly, she's kind of watching him, and as soon as he's, far enough away that she's happy, she stands there, puts her head down, and just starts eating the grass as if nothing had even happened. And I stood there in complete awe and shock that this little filly had literally just saved my life. That dog was not going to attack her. She was totally unfazed. I mean, she had just been nibbling on her grass, and if she had not done what she had done, I am sure that I would be dead. So I am forever thankful of that little filly. And not just that, but I want to share with you guys, it seems so small, these little actions like spending some time with our horses, just letting them graze on the grass. But I truly believe that it was those small little actions that I did to kind of build her trust and to bond with her that actually somehow had her bond with me just enough that she actually felt a little bit protective and saved my life. So, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story and if you want to congratulate and give some praise to this little filly, please like this video and then comment below because she deserves your likes and your love. For more videos like these, be sure to hit the subscribe button and also check out our website, Equestrian Adventuresses, where you will find lots of amazing books and stories and podcast episodes with similar amazing stories which are true, which have happened to me or others while traveling on horseback. You're not going to want to miss those stories. They are pretty unbelievable and fascinating, and if you thought this one was interesting, some of the others are pretty dang unbelievable. So again, check out equestrianadventuresses.com. I'm going to include a link down below in the show notes. So yeah, thank you so much and happy trails.